The most profitable segment of the Walt Disney Company is now expanding, but Oriental Land Company is going to be taking over the Disney Cruise Line business out of Japan. Let's talk about this big story here on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place. I'm surprised I had a little trouble summing that one up, but let's talk about this breaking news. Oriental Land Company owners of Tokyo Disneyland Resort will operate new Disney cruise ship in Japan. This one by Tom Corliss out of DCL News Today, a division of WDWNT. Right here, look at that. Look at these happy people right here. They are ready to run a cruise ship. The Oriental Land Company, who owns and operates Tokyo Disney Resort, has announced that Disney cruises are coming to Japan, and a license agreement was concluded today with the Walt Disney Company to conduct cruise business in the country that is home to what many consider to be the best Disney theme parks on Earth. Hey, Vash, why are they the best Disney theme parks on Earth?
Because they're not actually run by Disney, in short.
That's very true. The Oriental Land Company got the rights to the Walt Disney Company name in the Walt Disney Parks name way back in the 80s. And they went over there and they built basically what could be called a copy of Disneyland. Then, of course, Disney Sea after that. But essentially, they do presentation over there in a way that the American Disney parks do not. They have a fully maintained Splash Mountain, for one. Even when Splash Mountain was fully operational here in the States, it was not as good as the one out there at Tokyo Disneyland. As part of the Oriental Land Group's goals for the year 2030, they were looking for new business opportunities beyond the operation of Disney licensed theme parks and resort hotels in Japan. OLC says their decision was based on the potential growth of the cruise market in their country, the experience the company has gained in its theme park and hotel operations, and its strong relationship with the Disney Company, which will serve as a great advantage for this business opportunity. Here we go. Bernard Meyer signed the shipbuilding contract today in Tokyo. The new ship is scheduled to be delivered in 2028. That's a long time away, unless you're a grown person, which operates the Disney theme parks in Japan. It is expected to commence operation of the ship by early 2029. The expected cost is 330 billion yen. Wow, that's a lot of money. I am very happy to sign this contract today and win OLC as a new customer from Japan. This order contributes to the long-term development of shipbuilding in Papenburg. We have long-term relationships with both Meyer Werft and Oriental Land Company. We are delighted to be working with both of them to create a Disney cruise experience for the Japanese market. That from Thomas Moslem, president of Disney Signature Experience. Vash, you have more documentation for this out of, I believe, Urayasu Chiba.
Yes, I actually do have the PDF that the Oriental Land Company, I believe, set out as kind of a press release for not just the media, but also, I believe, fellow investors into OLC, I want to say. Here it is right here. Launch of a new business project, Disney Cruises, coming to Japan. Service is expected to start from fiscal year 2028. License agreement for cruise business concluded with Disney Enterprises. This is today's date, obviously. And it goes over the history of Disney in the cruise line sector, goes also into the history that you beautifully laid out between Oriental Land Company and the unique arrangement that they have with the Walt Disney Company in order to license their characters and properties and so forth. So pretty instructive as well. But I want to go ahead and scroll all the way down here, and I want to get to this section because I think this is very interesting. So overview of this project: business, ownership, management, operations of cruise business. So essentially the same agreement that they have right now with Tokyo Disneyland as it concerns the Walt Disney Company, whereas the OLC owns, operates it, and they just license out those characters. Looks like the same is going to be included in this business. Tonnage is very interesting. So about 140,000 gross tons. Some people on Twitter were actually taking to this and saying, wait a minute, that's about the same tonnage as a Triton class ship, or the same class as like the Wish or the upcoming Treasure.
I'm going to have to take your word for it. I don't track the cruise ships as well as I track the theme parks, but the Disney Treasure is one of the more recent ones, I do believe. But someone in the comments will help us out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I believe they're all the same. I believe they're all the same class, so the new Triton class, as being designed by the shipbuilders in Germany. So a lot of people were saying that it looks like they're going to opt into either getting the third Triton class ship from Disney that is currently under construction, or having one built specifically for them. I would think that the latter is going to be true in this case, but you never know. But if you look at some of the details embedded at the very end of this document, it would necessarily indicate that that's where they're going. Also, too, 330 billion yen. That's about $2 billion. We know that these cruise ships are anywhere between, what is it? I want to say 1 to 1.5 in terms of cost. So I would think a lot of that is to set up the infrastructure for this new line of business that the OLC is engaging in.
Right. And which means that they're probably going to do more than one ship. I can't imagine that that the Oriental Land Company over there in Japan would say, yeah, we're gonna spend, because like you said, 1 to 1.5 billion, that obviously leaves 500 million or so to set up a business like this. I can't see them saying, well, we've set up all this infrastructure, we're going to dedicate it to one ship and leave it there. So I think this is an exciting endeavor here for the Oriental Land Company, who does a better job than Disney pretty much across the board. Now, of course, we've often said, and some of our viewers will send word to us, that we've said that the cruise ships are the best thing that Disney does right now. It's the closest to that white glove treatment that you can get on property. We heard that the white glove treatment there at the Galactic Star Cruiser was one of the few places that you could get it on land until that obviously went away due to, well, you can watch any of our Galactic Star Cruiser videos to figure that one out. But we are hearing signs that the cruise ships are also starting to deteriorate. So I would not expect that a brand new ship out of the Oriental Land Company, maybe they'll set up this as the Oriental Sea Company, who knows? That would be cute on their part, because obviously they have Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, because they are very cute, as Japan does trade in cuteness. That's a marketing comment, not a cultural comment here. I would love to see what they do with this. Vash, do you want to pay for me to go on a cruise so I can review it for that Park Place?
Well, I might, if you take me along with you. How about that? We'll do a compromise there, because man, oh man, could you imagine an Oriental Land Company owned and operated cruise line with the Disney brand? Oh my goodness gracious. I've already seen posts from people on Twitter suggesting, hey, look, listen, I was not necessarily interested in Disney's cruise line business. These are people who are, I would say, well-to-do, or at least in that demo that Disney would want for themselves. And they're saying, I wasn't interested in DCL before, but I am now because Tokyo is doing it. I mean, this is a tremendous opportunity for the Oriental Land Company and for Disney, honestly, as well. I'm sure they're going to get all the royalties that they can want from a deal like this. Also, too, you got to think, the Oriental Land Company, I think we had a story previously on That Park Place suggesting that they weren't necessarily doing all of that well in terms of the theme park space, only because the effects of the pandemic had really done a number on their business. Well, now they can diversify through this way. We know the cruise line business is just skyrocketing in popularity. Great move by OLC.
That's a very good point. And we will be talking about that $16 billion dip in value there from the Oriental Land Company that controls the Disney business there in Japan. Now, that's a fascinating thing. Also, Hulu in Japan, not run by the Disney company either. There's a lot of little quirks about the Far East over there and how Disney does business there. Not like the way they did in India, where they basically retreated, sold the business to someone else, and retained a minority stake in order to say that they didn't lose entirely. Now, that being said, we want to throw this to our viewers here. I'm just going to throw this out. If there was a cruise operated by the Oriental Land Company on a Disney cruise ship going out of, I don't know where, let's say Cancun. No, Cancun, that's too far. How about the West Coast somewhere, going from all the way from there all the way to Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea out there? Would you do that cruise? Would you consider the cost on that one? Let us know your fantastic thoughts in the comment section down below. Of course, like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.